Hello everyone, our presentation is about free trade. First, let's watch the figure. Asia is the biggest trading continent with Taiwan, and China and Hong Kong is our biggest trading object. The amount of overtake up to 166 billion and $722 million. Next, we focus on Middle East. There are plenty of oil-producing countries, and Taiwan is lack of oil. Moreover, Middle East is meant for agriculture and farming. They don't need some high technical products. That's why we have a huge deficit on them. This is a figure of trading with Japan. Actually, the commodities trading with each other is almost the same. The trading items are some technical devices like integrated circuits, disks, semiconductor devices, and so on. Because of trading with Japan, Taiwan's optoelectronics industry is number 2 in the world. Now, Japan is the second biggest trading country and also have the largest deficit to Taiwan. This is a figure of trading with America. Taiwan sells mechanical and technical devices and some items for vehicles to America. In this year, we earned $2,600 million USD from these items. The commodities we import are some chemical products and dairy products. Nowadays, Taiwan is the 9th trading country for America. The recent example is that because of COVID-19, Taiwan export many computer devices to the USA. The amount is up to $100 million. And this is a figure of trading with European Union. The commodities we export to European Union are the same as we export to the USA. However, the import items have some differences. One of them is medicine. The amount is up to 200 million USD. Nowadays, Taiwan is the 15th trading country for EU, and we signed a treaty EBRC. Taiwan holds a meeting with many countries in EU. They invite Taiwan companies to have a layout for EU after the epidemic of COVID-19. From the above example, Taiwan have a great status in EU.
Okay, in my turn, I will tell you 4 points about the advantage of free trade. First, increase production. We can compare two charts. The left chart is before trade. The right chart is after trade. We can find that after trade, the benefit of consumer increase. Thus, the benefit of country will also rise. Second advantage is economic development. In the chart of World Trade Expo, we can find the trade graph is steady increase and combine first reason. When taking free trade policy, the market share will increase more. Third, international cooperation. Take WTO for example. In the picture, we can know that there are many rules the member countries must obey. However, if countries want to make money, it must follow the rules. Thus, the cooperation relationship between two countries will be strongly built. Final, resource allocation. According to comparative interest rule, when each country can focus on their professional field, the resource allocation will rise.
Okay, it's to my turn. I'm going to talk about the disadvantage of free trade. Here, I will divide into the 4 parts to discuss. First is massive job losses. Second is threat to intellectual property. Third is unhealthy working conditions. And final is the tax troubles. Okay, And first of all, I want to introduce the part about the massive job losses. As trade barrier eliminated, certain goods may be cheaper. Because of that, job losses are liked as a competitive industry. Loss adjustments are easy to make in the long term than in the short term. It's not always easy for someone who's worked in the factory all her life to start a new career. As an information technology specialist, for example. In the second place, I want to introduce the part about the survey intellectual property. Many developed countries don't have a laws to protect patents, inventions, and new processes. The laws they do have not always strict enforced. As a result, corporations often have their ideas stolen. They must then compete with the low-priced domestic now. The next part, I want to introduce the part about unhealthy working conditions. Multinational companies may outsourcing jobs to emerging market countries without adequate labor protection. As a result, women and children are often subject to very jobs in the conditions. Finally, I want to introduce the part about the tax troubles. Free trade can hinder the ability of the nation to collect tax from domestic corporations. A country that allows free trade and a free flow of capital outside its borders and has a high tax rate may see potential in industry mix elsewhere.
How about our country, Taiwan? These are economic cooperation agreements that Taiwan has signed with these countries. But we can see Taiwan only signed 11 free trade agreements with 12 countries. It is worth noting that economic cooperation agreement is similar to free trade agreement, so we can regard ECA and FTA as the same thing. This form is about the proportion of Taiwan's exporting countries. It shows the top 5 countries. In these 5 countries, only China and Singapore have signed economic cooperation agreements with Taiwan. And this form is about the proportion of Taiwan's importing countries. It shows the top 4 countries. In these 4 countries, only China has signed economic cooperation agreements with Taiwan. According to the 2 forms, we can notice that trade between Taiwan and those countries who have signed free trade agreements with Taiwan only accounts for a partial proportion. So we can make an assumption that the result of the free trade agreements that Taiwan has signed is not so marked. If Taiwan could sign a free trade agreement with more countries, that would be advantage to Taiwan and raise the economy of Taiwan, especially those countries who have a large amount of trade with Taiwan, such as United States, Japan, Korea, and so on. To conclude, we think the advantage of free trade are so great that we can ignore the disadvantage of it. For Taiwan, development of economy and international cooperation are very important because Taiwan's domestic market is too small to support the overall economy. All in all, we support signing more free trade agreements.